Thanks for coming round. We'll make you laugh before you go. Welcome to the Mermen. Welcome to the show.
Some new tricks I picked up.
Where'd you pick those up?
I don't know. I just thought of it. I improvised it.
Yeah, you didn't pick them up. You just...
You know, some people who play the conch, we like the freestyle. Some people are a little bit more...
Can't hear myself, but as long as you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I got you loud and clear, buddy.
I can hear you too. We're right there.
You gonna bring your headphones today? You gonna bring your headphones today?
Nah, forgot.
First quarter!
One job.
Do you think that's the weirdest part of being deaf is not being able to hear yourself?
Yeah, that's why you can't speak.
Could you imagine like just being like mad and you just scream, but you can't even hear yourself screaming?
That's where you went with the deaf thing? The
Yeah.
screaming part? You scream a lot?
Well, if I was a deaf person and stubbed my toe and didn't know that I was creating a ruckus, you might just scream because you know it feels good.
How often do you go to the wide shot?
Whenever you guys kind of are yelling at each other or talking over each other.
So frequently.
Oh, wow. Whole episode.
Do we look skinny from the wide shot, or does the wide shot make us look fat?
I think you guys are good because
We're not skinny. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely not. But
I know I'm not, but at this point in my life, that's why I'm concerned about what makes me look skinny and what
I'm
makes me look fat.
actively trying to lose weight. Oh, I weighed myself a couple weeks ago. Remember I told you I was going to weigh myself for the official weight? 298.7.
Nice, dude.
It's a lot.
I'm holding steady these days.
That's where I started, just so you know. I'll update you. I didn't have
297 is your heaviest.
298.7.
Is your heaviest.
Well, that's where I was a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Okay.
Not like a week ago, actually.
Where are you at now, you think?
I don't know. I don't like to weigh myself every day. I'm not one of those people. But I actually did not even start eating and exercising properly until like 3 days ago. So so I'm probably pretty close to 297 right there. But I started like just drinking water and not drinking, no sugar, just like, vegetables, veggies, whole grains.
Yeah, you opted out of the pre-sweetened matcha.
That's right.
Yeah, man. You should have got a matcha today.
I was going to get a matcha.
Treat yourself.
I went to Starbucks because Dave got it last time. And I said, give me a matcha. And no, I said, can I have it unsweetened? And she goes, it's pre-sweetened. And I was like, well, here we go. Got a water instead.
But that's why I like drinking my coffee black now, is because I had the habit from growing up in Miami of always having like cafe con leches, which cafe con leche, Luis, is your culture familiar with these?
I've literally been drinking those since 9 years old.
Okay. So in
low-key racism, by the way. Is your culture familiar with us?
well, I know Cubans are, but I didn't know.
You're saying it in Spanish.
Yeah.
You're just saying, have you had coffee with milk?
Luis, ¿cómo se dice cafe con leche?
I mean, cafe con leche, yeah. I mean, there's a Cuban way of preparing it that might be different than out here. I don't know, but I'm sure he's had coffee with milk.
Well, I think it was more just the Cuban breakfast in general was just. So when I was working
No, but to be fair, Cuban coffee is different. Yep.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
No, it definitely
cafe
is.
con leche is
Cafe con leche.
is basically
Cafe con leche.
is basically
Have you had Cuban coffee?
Not that I know of.
Yeah,
it's Cuban coffee with heavy milk and heavy sugar.
We'll
Con
make,
azúcar.
you know what we'll do? I'll bring in. I have a little what the fuck are they called? The Cuban coffee maker.
Abuela.
Abuela?
Yeah, you have a little abuela.
You talking about grandmother? What are you talking about? You
You do have your hand right. It's about abuela size.
Forrest is gonna show up next week with a tiny little Cuban grandma, and she's gonna be like, "Tu necesito un café con leche?"
What's those little coffee pots? You make the Cuban coffee.
The
in?
little presses.
What are they called? I don't have my phone. It's charging.
Synthesizer.
Synthesizer?
Yeah.
You've never gotten a word right on this podcast. Can you look up? It's like a little thing to make Cuban coffee. A Cuban coffee maker. You put it on a stove. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Anyways, I have one in my house.
Well, I switched to the date.
I'm gonna bring one.
Yeah, bring it.
We'll make some Cuban coffee.
Primula stovetop. Is that just the brand?
That's.
I think that's popcorn you're thinking of.
Anyways, when you make it, it's very concentrated. It's like similar to espresso, but stronger than espresso.
Yeah.
Mocha pot.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Should I call a Cuban friend?
Call it. What is this? Who wants to be a millionaire?
This is a racist game show.
Yeah.
Would you like to call a Cuban
You call
friend?
a Cuban friend. So so I mean, people in Miami know this already, but to my knowledge, it's probably one of the strongest coffees. I know people will be like Turkish or this, or that, but it's very concentrated so that you know the little creamer containers are like that small. You only drink that much. You drink a shot of that and you're like on cocaine. And it's filled with sugar too. They'll just like sugar and coffee and super strong. And you get like, well, that's a colada. You get like a little styrofoam cup like this and you divvy it out like it's crack. You're like, you get some, you get some. Got no friends, dude. And
my Cuban friends never pick up their phone.
Yeah. Yeah, you know them, you know their culture. Anyways, you buy like, and it'll fuck you up. But I have one of those. It's like a press, but it's the what?
Here's his twin
maybe
brother.
It's not even a Cuban thing, but we just make Cuban coffee with it. Yeah.
Here's his twin brother.
That's a good thing about how your friends are twins. If one doesn't pick up, you call the other one.
Yeah, and they're probably together, and they're like, oh,
nah, they live in different cities.
Yeah, but they have psychic
Probably
energy.
connected.
They have psychic energy, and they're like, don't pick up.
Just like deaf people.
Dave's calling, don't pick up.
Jeez, these guys.
Yeah, they have the same voicemail. They are twins. Anyways, Cuban coffee. Yeah, and the coffee con leche is made with the Cuban coffee, so it is a little bit stronger.
I'm going to call the most random Cuban guy I can think of from my high school. Like, I've never called this guy for anything ever. Let's see if this even is.
Is that you only know 3 Cuban people?
No, I
I've
just
got
think
plenty in my phone.
He'd be the funniest one to call.
Let me just call. Here.
We're gonna see who can get a Cuban on the phone first.
I got one already. Here. Hang up. Just hang up.
This episode's going to be called Call Cuban.
Here, hang up. I got you.
What if we have our Cuban friends talk to each other?
I got you. Hang up. You got no friends, Dad.
Have them talk to each other.
Estrella Insurance. What's up, buddy?
Hola.
Man.
This is my friend John Vieira. You're on the podcast, John.
Hey,
You're
¿qué
on the
tal?
Mermen podcast.
What's up?
Tranquilo.
We have a question for Cuban.
Okay, let me see if I can find one. What's up? What's your question?
Hey, what are those coffee pots called that you make the coffee in? The Cuban coffee, those little ones you put in your stove?
Man, like now you.
Oh, I'm calling the next Cuban.
Come on, bro.
Like cafetera, is it?
I don't know.
That just means coffee maker.
You can just fucking lie to me right now.
No.
It's 2 white guys or something. Cafetera. Yeah, our Mexican producer just said that means coffee maker. He's calling you out.
Yeah. That's how you say Mr. Coffee in Spanish.
Cafetera means coffee maker. That's what the thing is.
Okay, cafetera. All right. But those aren't unique to Cuban coffee, right? Those we just make Cuban coffee.
Can we have your abuela's phone number, please?
It's weird how you think it's just an espresso type maker, but I've only seen them in Cuban establishments.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll call you back when we need to ask a Cuban. Because you're the only one that picked up. Dave tried to call his Cuban friends, and they didn't pick up. None of them. So,
I'm calling my main Cuban.
You picked up right away, dude. So I look better than Dave. So thank you for making me look good, John.
Yeah.
All
Don't
right.
forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. The Mermen Podcast.
Bye. Forrest has great Cuban friends.
Mine all have jobs, but they don't pick up their cell phone as their work phone.
does have a
Australia
job.
Insurance.
He does have a job.
Thanks for calling.
Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go.
John has a job.
Here we go.
He's probably at his job.
Caesar.
Put it up to the mic.
Somebody call me from here?
Caesar. Is it Caesar?
Yeah, it's Caesar.
Caesar. It's Dave Williamson.
Dave Williamson.
Is this Caesar O'Connor?
Yeah.
It's Dave Williamson, bro.
I can't remember right now.
Okay.
My name.
Hey, what do you call the little coffee makers that Cuban grandmas use to make Cuban coffee?
Oh, La Treca.
La Treca?
Some shit like that.
Perfect. You win, brother. All right, I'm going to have my producer send you a prize pack from the show, okay?
All right.
Thank you, brother. Wait, did I call?
Who'd you call?
I don't know.
I wanted to tell you how much better my friend John is, and let's go over this.
What about John Vargas?
None of your friends picked up, first of all. And then my friend John Vieira picked up, and he said Estrella Insurance. Joke right away. That was already good. I didn't fucking even pick that up.
I didn't even hear the phone ring, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think he picked that up right away. That's how good my friend is. John, thank you, John. Thanks for making me look good.
Who did I called the wrong
Who
Caesar,
listens to the
bro.
podcast? I know John listens to the podcast because we've talked about. That's why he said subscribe and rate because he's my friend that said you can't subscribe. No one listens to Apple Podcasts.
Man,
But
I think I have two people on my phone named Caesar O'Connor, and I called the one that was probably just like someone I met one time. And this is the guy with the high
you
school.
gotta refresh my memory here. Dave Williams.
Let's see if this is the right.
I hope it's the same fucking guy. You double.
It's his twin brother.
Yeah. Come on, please be the same.
No shit.
Caesar.
What's happening, buddy?
¿Qué tal?
Living the dream, baby. How about you?
Stop.
You,
Can't tell.
hey man, I told him that I'm gonna call one of my Cuban friends, and you can't sound more white right now.
You gotta tell me you're on a
You want me to
podcast.
change it up? Should I hit another gear for you?
Yeah, please. Can you be more Miami Cuban?
Oye, que hola, man. What's up with you?
Oh, hey, tranquilo, brother, tranquilo. I think I have somebody else in my phone under Caesar O'Connor, and I called them by mistake, and then I was like, "It's Dave Williamson," and they were like, "Who?" And I go, "Is this Caesar?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's Caesar." And I go, "You don't know who Dave Williamson is?" He's like, "Oh, sorry, I can't remember right now."
Yeah,
I got worried that you had a brain injury, Caesar.
You still plot ahead.
Jesus.
Hey, Caesar, you're on our podcast, The Mermen, with me and my buddy Forrest Shaw.
Oh, John's calling back.
Oh, the great Forrest. What's happening, brother?
Hey, what's up? How you doing, Caesar? I'm glad to know that Dave actually has a friend.
What are those little coffee pots called that Cuban grandmothers use to make Cuban coffee?
Oof. Cafetera.
Cafetera. Oof.
He did have the oof. Oof.
Hey, the other Caesar's calling me back. Shit, I'm gonna bring him into this call. Oh no, wait, it won't let me do that. I bet this guy just remembered who I was.
John said he butt dialed.
All right, Caesar, I'll call you back later, buddy. See ya.
All right. We got friends.
There it is.
We got friends.
I
First
don't
calls.
want to call him to pick up this guy because
We gotta get what? Can we get something so we can take calls? And what do we have to buy? Like some sort of equipment?
What do you mean? That works perfect.
Yeah, I know,
Or
but
like
it'd be fun to have I can talk to and you know.
It would just be Bluetooth through here. We could set that up. now,
Okay,
if
cool.
you wanted.
We should get a
All
phone
right,
number.
cafeteria.
hotline.
Was that the answer?
Cafetera? I guess?
Cafetera.
I've heard that. I thought it was just a coffee.
We're gonna make some Cuban coffee.
My twin brother friend is worried that something's wrong. He's making sure.
Is everything okay? You called me
yeah.
and my brother. Our
just
twin
let me
brother
know I'm all
senses
right.
are tingling. God. All right. Well, Cuban coffee.
Yeah, we got to figure it out.
Cafetera.
So, anyways, the Cuban breakfast, when I switched to the morning shift at the dealership, I gained so much weight because I would have the Cuban breakfast every morning.
Is just butter.
It's Cuban. It's literally Cuban bread
It's-
that's just butter. You're right. And then you take your.
It's the butteriest bread, and then they're like, "Hey, do you want some more butter of that?" And you're like, "Sure, throw it on there."
Oh, here's another. Now all these people are gonna call me back.
There was a place called El Polar.
Rolly, ¿qué tal?
Stop saying "que tal."
Hey, blacada.
Ese mismo.
Oh, I did do that, didn't I? Remember at the dealership when Spanish people would come in and I couldn't speak Spanish, so I just go blacada.
You did the blagara, yeah? That's how you would say the stories.
Yeah.
So, hey, I was talking to this customer, and the customer's blagara. I go, yeah, I remember that. What's up, my brother? How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm recording my podcast right now with my buddy Forrest, and we were trying to remember what those little coffee pots are called that Cuban grandmas use, and I was telling coffee stories from the dealership. So I was calling you to try to see if we could remember. It's a cafetera.
Una cafetera, sí. That's what we used to make coffee.
Yeah.
You talking about the cafetera? Or you talking about la tazas de café?
Oh, I don't know. Is that the one?
What's la tazas?
What's la tazas de café?
Tazas is the small little cups.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
serve a colada.
Yeah,
The colada. You'd walk around, you go,
Yeah, you put
colada?
that- that's what I was talking about.
It was like a little
The
shot glass.
The tazas is the little.
Right, the shot glass is called the taza.
La taza. La
Una
taza.
taza de café is the little cups, which you call a shot glass, of
Yeah.
a colada.
Yeah, the little thimble. And then you would take your buttered Cuban bread and dip it into the cafe con leche or the colada or whatever you had.
Just the cafe
and you
Never colada, always a cafe con leche.
Cafe con leche. And so you'd eat that, and then you would drink the coffee that had a sheet of butter on top of it by the time you were done.
And then
Yes, and little chunks of bread too.
and then you would take a shit.
Yeah, and then you would have a croqueta, which is basically a hush puppy with minced meat in it.
No,
Correct.
it's like spam.
Oh
fried.
man, what
It's
a
good.
culture! Hey, Rolly, how many daughters do you have?
3.
And that's it, right? 3 daughters, or you have a son too? You're
No son.
3 daughters.
Blessed
That's
me
right.
with a son.
So I used to do a joke about you back in the day, and I exaggerated it. I said that you had 4 daughters and your wife was pregnant for a 5th time, because I remember I think kidding you when your wife was pregnant for a 3rd time, and so I did a joke about like my buddy who was hoping to have a boy or whatever. So I just put that on Instagram, and it's got 7 million views.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah, a joke from 10 years ago.
He wants some money.
Oh, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm popular and I didn't even know it.
So I owe you a Cuban coffee next time I'm in town.
All right, my brother. I'll put you on my tap.
All right, buddy. I love you, man. I'll talk to you soon. Let's catch up. See ya.
Second quarter.
Taza. That's what those are called.
yeah.
I was trying to figure out those cups. La taza. That's the colada. The colada is the thing you pour out the little shot glasses. And the
Yeah.
cafe con leche is like a mug of coffee with a milk. Yeah. That's what you dip the
I'm
toast
glad we
in.
got to the bottom of this.
That's what you dip the toast. There's a place called El Polar. When I was fucking broke as fuck and I was working as like dishwasher and all this shit in the restaurant, and you could get Cuban breakfast there. You could get for 75 cents at this place, and it was like 1 egg, 1 slice of bacon, Cuban toast, and cafe con leche. But it was 75 cents, dude. So you could find that shit around your house, you know, and then you bring a quarter or 50 cents for a tip. So $1.25, really. It was the best, man. You go there and you that was it. Start off your day that way and then go to work, man. Fucking
Man, is there anything better than a good breakfast, bro? I've been getting really into
like a
making
blowjob.
Well,
Yeah.
that's like asking like your proudest accomplishment and me being like my kids. Like, there's certain things that are given, but I'm just talking about. Man, I love making my own breakfast sandwich. Here's the move. Here's the move while we're on the subject.
Yeah.
I like going down to my coffee shop, getting my morning coffee, and then getting a fresh baked plain croissant while I'm there.
You love
And
plain
then-
everything.
No, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So then I go home.
And then it's a little too flavored. So what I do is I rub it on the street a little bit, get the flavor off.
No, but that's
Put it in the sun for a minute.
I'll rub it on my grill.
Yeah.
No, I go home and I make my own breakfast sandwich with that croissant.
Oh, yeah.
That's the move.
It's good, yeah. Good idea.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like a good breakfast sandwich, man. I'm a sucker for a breakfast sandwich. I could do that. There's,
All right.
There's a place in I moved to Sherman Oaks now, and so there's a breakfast sandwich place there. It's called Muffin Can Stop Us. Pretty good name.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
a good pun in breakfast.
Yeah, and it's quite good. They
Yeah.
have a lot of good breakfast sandwiches there, and they have a spicy hash brown as well. But I'm dieting; I can't eat that right now.
What if I were to give you all the ingredients and you could make a breakfast sandwich? What do you think is like the perfect breakfast sandwich?
I mean, you gotta have egg, obviously. You gotta have some sort of cheese, and then some sort of meat. Let's just keep it simple. You mean the bread part?
I don't know. Just I'm looking for details here.
I like bacon or sausage, but I'll go with bacon, because everyone, loves the bacon. It's not as sausage can upset your stomach sometimes. Some people are sensitive to sausage.
Man.
But I know we didn't even bring this up last time. I asked you to get me an Impossible sandwich from Starbucks, and you didn't get it for me. You got me a turkey bacon sandwich. Still was good, but Dave Williamson said, I'm not getting you an Impossible
I don't
sandwich
support them.
because there's a lot of chemicals in it. It's plant-based, whatever. And he goes, it's not as healthy this is what he said, it's not as healthy for you as sausage. He thinks sausage is more healthy.
I got you a turkey bacon, egg white,
You said it.
wheat.
You said it. You said that sausage is more healthy for you. There's nothing on this planet that sausage is more healthy for you than. I just want to put that out right now. There's nothing. You could drink car oil that's used.
I'm just saying, an animal from God versus a sodium-rich plant-based, which it's plant-based just because it has to be something tangible, but then they put all this stuff in it to try to mimic it to be like the animal. Why don't you just use the animal that God gave you? It's way healthier.
First of all,
mentally and physically.
Let's not again the God right now in animals, all right? But also, it's not, sausage is like at best a penis.
I don't remember saying
animal.
sausage.
You said sausage, yeah. We'll look up what's in I don't even know what's in Impossible sausage, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as you think.
A lot of sodium. Tell you that.
Anyways, I think it's about the bread, but I like a good English muffin.
Yeah, man. English muffin's a classic.
I like the English muffin because the croissant gets a little bit flat. I like it to like. I like it to have a little stand up and deliver.
I think a croissant's my go-to because when the yolk breaks in the egg, it just sucks up all the yolk. Right? It's really texturally very perfect. And then you got that crisp bacon on top. I like to take a little avocado, a little thinly sliced tomato, put a little Meat Dave rub on there, which has pepper flakes and salt and pepper. Yeah. Nice a little brushing of that. Maybe even on the right occasion, a little light layer of mayo or aioli.
Yeah. You want to know what the ingredients in a sausage, Impossible sausage?
Yeah. Okay, good.
Water.
Sweat from
God. Water from God.
Water, okay.
Soy protein, that would be the plant-based.
All right.
There you go.
How does healthy?
Sunflower oil.
Oh, I've heard that's bad for you.
Well, okay.
Oil.
Still better than sausage. Okay.
Yeah.
Coconut oil.
Oh, more oil.
Yeast.
Oh, when was yeast ever good?
Salt.
A lot of salt.
Spices.
Spices I can get behind.
Onion powder.
You need a lot of spices to make it
garlic
palatable.
powder.
I like onion powder and garlic.
Citric acid.
Oh, acid? When was acid ever healthy?
Soy protein isolate. That's it. Vitamins.
Yeah, that's where they cook up in a lab. That isolate.
Shut up,
they
dude,
sneak it. They sneak in that little fancy word at the end. They put all this other stuff to dry out. Sunflower, it's natural. Isolate.
What? Do you want me to look up what's in a sausage patty now? What do you think it is? God's sausage.
Just gonna say pig.
It's gonna say
pig parts,
glands, and nothing else.
Teeth.
There's gonna be no other products in there. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I'm going down, I'm going down eating natural stuff. I'm not going down eating. Now look, you could get low quality.
It is natural. Everything I just told you is natural. I don't want to disparage your rub because people should buy it, but a lot of that stuff's in your rub probably. Onion powder.
Oh yeah, onion powder, garlic powder, yeah.
Yeah.
Better not disparage my rub that people can buy at davewilliamson.com. It goes on everything.
Yeah, I know people. I had to do a sleep study.
Oh, dude, I've been putting that off for years.
I've done many of them.
I walked into I got a new doctor, and I walked in her office, and she looked at me, and the first words she said to me, not, hey, how are you? I'm Dr. So-and-so. She looks at me and goes, you got sleep apnea. Yeah. I go, cool. Is that an official diagnosis?
Well, this isn't even for apnea, but I've done them for apnea.
Yeah.
And this is for my head.
Oh, yeah, I remember your story. You had to go there and sleep there for your sleep apnea thing.
I'm going to have to do it again because I my head, I'm still like having some issues. Like the other day, I was like really, really dizzy. I had I forget what they call them again when you get like these things that shoot in your eyes. They call them like astral something, whatever. It's not good. But they go, yeah, we want you to do a sleep study. I go, okay, yeah, I've done these before. Well, you're going to do one again. And I'm like, I don't know if you've ever done a sleep study. You've never done it, right?
I haven't.
So it's terrible.
That's why I haven't done it. That's why I was supposed to do it.
You go to like an office building.
Bailed on it.
You go to an office building.
Pay them $300.
Yeah. You show up at an office building where people work. They're all going home. You're showing up with like a duffel bag with like something you're going to sleep in. You go into like what used to be an office, but now they've made each of these offices into a bedroom, and they try to make it look like a bedroom, but it's all furniture they got off Craigslist. So it's like a dresser that a dog was gnawing on for 5 years, and there's like a Hello Kitty mirror, and then there's like it's just terrible. And there's cameras everywhere because they got to watch you. And there's just some dude that comes in and scrubs like, yeah, I'm a doctor. Like, no, you're not. You're going to put some sensors on my body.
Sounds like an episode of Dahmer.
Yeah, and go jerk off in whatever room you're in over there. Like, they got to sit there. And there's like 3 other rooms with other people similar to you in there. They put this putty in your hair to stick the stuff in there. But it's like, they don't let you wash it off. When you leave in the morning, you just leave in the office building that everyone's coming back into that you saw on the way out. And it looks like you look like you're doing like the walk of shame, but you're just like It's just terrible.
So there's 3 or 4 people that are all doing the sleep study at the same time?
Generally in other rooms in this, luxury hotel. Yeah.
Do you think the people who work there like play games where they're like, all right, I think guy in room B is going to fall asleep first. Oh, the guy in room C is definitely going to be the loudest snorer. And they just have like all the things. That would be a fun game.
They hate you, by the way. If you wake up at all and like a sensor falls off, they don't walk in like, hey, let's fix. They walk in like you were captured by ISIS, and you are. They turn on the like hey, what's on? Go the sensor. You're like, you're like, because when you're disoriented and you don't know what's going on, you got to wake up and you're like, hey, where am I?
Did you take melatonin?
That painting's weird. Oh yeah, I'm in Columbus, Ohio, at the Funny Bone.
Yeah.
That you have time to adjust, like you don't have any time. They just come in and you're like, well, what's going on? They're like, and they're like doing shit in your head. You're like, and they put the mask back on. And you're like, oh fuck, because it's just a job to this guy, So it's like it's terrible. The whole thing's fucking terrible. Even when they wake you up in the morning, they should have the lights just like dim on and have some
gentle music.
Birds that just come on like, all right, get out. Beat it. You validate parking? No, get the fuck out. We don't validate
the smell of morning coffee from someone's abuela.
Yeah. The cafetito.
Forrest, would you like some coffee fresh from the Tacatero?
God knows how much your insurance is paying for it. They don't even have like a power bar for you or anything. They're like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Terrible.
So did you win?
No. So they said you have to do a sleep study. I go, okay, when do I show up? And they're like, no, we have an at-home one. I go, okay, cool. Yeah. I show up, it's in a bag this big. I had to do it last night. It's just a little machine you strap around here. You put something on your finger, and you put the little thing in your head. And they're like, yeah, just tape it on your hair. I'm going, tape it with what?
Now sleep.
Just some tape. I was like, do you have tape? And this is my neurologist, the tech there. Nah, just use whatever you got at your house. Get some medical tape or something.
Yeah, bubble gum.
Yeah, so I tried to tape it around my ears and my nose. I'm doing it, and Arnie is looking at my dog is just looking at me like I'm a, dog is like, what the hell?
Your dog's embarrassed for you.
Yeah, we're getting ready for bed, and my dog is like, what the hell's happening? I'm like taping this thing around my finger, and then you go, bleep. It's like right there like Iron Man. I'm like, turn it on, and then I light on.
Like the most ghetto Iron Man ever.
And I keep waking up. I'm putting it back in my nose, whatever. And so I go to drop it off this morning. That's why I was late. I told you I had to go to the doctor's, and they're like, we got to download this and check into it. I go, all right. And she goes, and she comes in, and she goes, she just looks at me, she goes, it like recorded. You didn't do good. It didn't record a lot. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, maybe a couple minutes. We got it. I'm like, what do you mean a couple minutes? I did it all night. I'm like retaping and yeah, we're going to have to send you in to a person.
So then man, you screwed it. You missed your chance.
Yeah. And then there's a guy in the waiting room and he goes, I had to do the same thing. His eyes are bloodshot. He looks like he hasn't slept.
I haven't slept in 4 months.
Yeah. I'm just like, fuck. So now I got to go do one of these ISIS chamber ones.
When you're in the ISIS chamber and everyone's drifting to sleep, you should just be like, can someone tell me a story?
No, you know what happens is you can watch TV in there, right? You can be on your phone.
Or just start.
But you have to sleep a certain... What you have to do is you have to sleep...
I sleep nude.
You have to...
It's the only way I can sleep.
You have to
Let's be professionals, guys.
You have to sleep... Yeah, I think you have to wear something. You have to sleep a certain amount of time, and then they have to hear you having apnea. That's for the apnea one. This is for my neurology shit, so maybe it's different. And then they come in and hook up the apnea thing to you, which I've never been able to sleep with. And there's a certain amount of time that has to transpire before they do that. So if you don't fall asleep at a certain time, they come over the intercom. They're like, go to sleep. It's fucking terrible, man. There's
nothing is more soothing and helps you go to sleep than someone instructing you to go to sleep.
They're like, hey, buddy, you got to go to sleep. It's like, can you get like an ASMR person?
Stop being awake.
Yeah. Hey. Because one time, the first, I've done it twice now. The first time I did it, it was like the NBA playoffs were on. And I forget who it was, but it was like LeBron. I remember LeBron hit a last minute shot. I don't remember if it was.
So you were all like hyped up.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. So he's like, go to sleep. He's like, lights out. I was like, aren't I paying you for this? Yeah. Fucking weirdo. Anyways, good times. Medical.
Third quarter.
I watched that documentary, the Redeem Team.
Yeah, so didn't we talk about it last time?
Did we talk about this, Luis?
What was it?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it last time.
I think you told me to watch it, so I watched it.
Redeem Team.
Oh, I did?
Yeah. See, it's news to Luis.
Okay, yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's about the 2008 Olympic team.
Yeah.
I thought we talked about it. It's okay if we did.
I think you and I talked about it on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
The best part was when they were playing Spain and Pau Gasol was on Spain's team.
It's just so everyone knows. 2008 United States Olympic basketball team. 4 years before that, it was the first time the professional basketball players had lost the gold medal because
the rest of the world was catching up.
The NBA is the second most popular sport in the world now, and the rest of the world was catching up. Like Dirk Nowitzki, Manu Ginobili, like all these players that were entering the NBA. Now these teams were becoming very good, and they would play together all year long. So the U.S. was just waltzing in whoever would show up, and then we got our fucking ass kicked.
Yeah.
By Spain or Argentina or somebody, and then we got bronze, and it was embarrassing. And it was also, they sent LeBron, D-Wade, and Carmelo, but they were rookies.
Yeah, they were
2004, and so it wasn't even like, it kind of set them up for failure, where it was like, yeah, you guys go, and they were excited to go, but it was like, yeah, you guys just go. And it was like Larry Brown was a coach, and he wasn't the right coach. Anyways. So, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So then they put together, like, they took it more seriously, and they got Coach K, and they, like, made a commitment where you got to be here for a few years.
Which was weird because he's a college coach, and they weren't sure he was going to be able to do it, but he was, like, the perfect guy for it.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of the rah-rah USA. It was a rah-rah USA.
Yeah, he's a military guy.
Yeah, I think we did talk about it a little bit. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I watched it, so now we're talking about it.
That was our clip last time. Yeah.
My favorite part was Kobe was Pau Gasol's teammate on the Lakers, and they were, like, best friends, you know, very close.
Yeah.
And the first play, but Spain was our biggest competition. So the first play, Kobe looks at the other guys and goes, I know what play they're going to run on the first play. They're going to try to send a screen with Pau. I'm going to run through his chest.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? He's like, I'm going to run through his motherfucking chest.
Yeah, like, that's his teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he fucking I mean,
Lakers, yeah.
he didn't just like nudge him. He fucking ran through him.
He hit
put him on the ground.
He hit him like they were playing football and sent Pau Gasol, who's, I don't know, 7'1".
What a message.
280 pounds. He sent him like cartoonishly through the air, like 4 feet backwards. And Pau Gasol is like awesome because, you know, he's wearing a Kobe shirt in the interview.
Yeah.
Because Kobe's dead, obviously.
Yeah.
And he loved it. He goes, yeah, no, he's my brother, but he even was cool about it in the interview. He goes, he was telling his teammates, like, hey, this isn't my brother right now. And like, so he was like, he was like cool about it, but it was like, he knew that. He goes, oh, fuck, all right.
But that's like just a competitor going like, sorry, man.
But yo, that game, that 2008 gold medal game against Spain, I remember watching it.
Yeah.
And they even said, LeBron, Wade, that they said that's like one of the best basketball games you'll ever see because if you watch it and it's like
people are playing awesome defense and both teams are just hitting every bucket.
Because you got the Gasol brothers who are like, I mean, Pau Gasol, maybe a Hall of Famer. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Marc Gasol, probably not a Hall of Famer, but a legit all-star year. Rudy Fernandez, he wasn't like the best player, but he's a very.
He went off that game though.
He's an NBA player, and you know, and there were some other guys that were on there too. And man, every time, and that USA team was stacked. They were really good. They were well coached. Everybody was, and man, that game was like every time the USA was about to put them away, they just kept coming back. It was a good game. I remember watching it live, like, holy shit, this is like one of the best basketball games you ever seen. And D Wade was like out of his mind in that game. Yeah,
so smart. I think I want to start sending more messages in my life.
Messages? You mean like running into people?
Yeah, where you just like enter somewhere and you like set the tone. Like if you're gonna go buy something, if you're gonna go buy like a TV. Yeah. And you're like, the second the salesman comes up to me, I'm going to let him know I mean business.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. What would be a good thing?
Are you going to punch him?
No, I don't think that would be effective.
Going to piss on a shoe?
But there's got to be ways like where you just like send, like someone comes up to.
Well, there are subtle things you can do. Like sometimes you touch someone on the shoulder, like, hey, buddy, like I'm not paying full price for this. You know, you tap them on the shoulder. That's a power move.
Well, to be fair, when I was in the car business, if someone was ever like, I'm not buying a car today. And I was be like, oh, I'm definitely signing this guy a car today then. Like if people tried to pull that shit with me, it made me want to sell them a car.
That's the reverse though. You're talking about you're going in to buy something.
Maybe I did send messages and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, but that's you.
They were sending a message to me and I was responding.
No, but
I'm a warrior.
You're not a salesman anymore. You're going
I wasn't. Shit. But they'd come in and they'd be like, just so you know, right up front, my uncle is with me and he's bought a lot of cars, so he's kind of an expert, and we're not buying a car today.
Yeah, but
and I'd be like,
that's the wrong way to do it already.
No, but I'm just realizing now I was Pau Gasol. I'm Pau Gasol, and I didn't even fall down. I took it. Ugh.
No, that's different because
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. It's different because that guy came at you. You are going to be the aggressor in this situation.
Yeah. No, saying. I should.
Yeah. So
I think my whole life I've been the guy who takes the screen and I don't fall down, but I know now I want to be the guy running through people's chests.
Yeah, no, I know.
How do I do that?
I just told you. Well, without running into their chests, right? Yeah, you got to do some subtle things. So let's say you want to buy a new TV for your dumb wall that you built, right? You don't need to since you've accumulated a lot of TVs somehow.
Got a lot of TVs in the garage my wife doesn't know about.
If anyone wants to buy some rub, comes with a free TV. Each can of rub comes with a free TV, or a jar of rub comes with a free TV, right?
What, like, so
a jar, a can? What do you call it? A bottle? It's like plastic,
bottle.
right?
Yeah. Container?
Device.
Cafecita? What?
So you go in like, how about this?
What about in the world of comedy?
Do you remember in Ocean's 11?
Yeah.
When they're buying those vans and Bernie Mac's just shaking the guy's hand until it's like hurting.
Just
guy,
like
he goes, that's a little bit too much for the price. He goes, well, he shakes his hand and he just keeps shaking it. He goes, man, it's a shame. And then he goes, and he lets go and the guy's hand is just red. You can do that. That's like kind of like that version.
That's intimidation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. How would I do it in comedy? How would I come up on stage and just like
take your dick out? Yeah.
That's running through.
You're already doing it in comedy. What do you think? You're a timid comic? Nobody goes on stage
right.
like, hey guys, it'd be great if you laughed at these jokes. Like, you already have to have confidence as a comedian.
Dave Williamson, the Kobe Bryant of comedy.
Otherwise,
Forrest Shaw said it here. Thanks, Forrest.
Yeah, you got it. The Black Mamba.
Hey man, so those things that you had to go do
work that out. Yeah.
Those health problems that you have to go do the sleep study for. Did those symptoms start before or after you started eating impossible meat?
I mean, I guess probably after, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It also happened after I started eating sausage.
But you've been eating sausage your whole life.
And every other meat.
Interesting.
And everything else in my life. It also happened after I got old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have so many things.
And fat. But then, the doctors, the fat thing is like, they just tell you to get skinny. If you're skinny, then they start looking into your problems. Until you're skinny, they're like, hey, maybe you should lose some weight and drink water. I'm like, thanks, buddy. Like, like, if you're in shape, they're like, oh, now we got to really look into this. He's got abs.
I did.
We've exhausted the fat drink water line over and over. Yeah.
I hold pretty strong at 250, right? And
wish I was 250. I'd be looking great at 250.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
So
wait till I'm 250, guys.
I can't wait. I believe in you. So
more bottles of water. We're almost there.
I hold pretty strong at 250, and I can fluctuate 10 pounds makes a big difference for me. If I'm 247 versus 255, you can see it on me, right? But with that said, I'm also just kind of a big dude, even if I'm on the skinnier side or heavier side for me, right? And one time I was doing an audition when I was really pretty young. I was doing the Detroit Comedy Festival, and there was an audition in Chicago.
Detroit Comedy Festival.
Yeah. So I rented a car, and I went over for this audition.
Not much of a comedy festival, but yeah.
And it was for a talk show on like Spike Channel or some shit like that, right? To be the host.
Yeah.
So I get a call back. They want to see me again later that day. And so I stuck around all day to go to the callback, same day callback. And now the producers are in the room, and it's like, there's a ton of people. It was it was really unorthodox the way they did this open call, but it was all the bigwigs were in the room with you. So they'd match you up with another guy, and you had to do the audition together. And the guy's reading my bio on the sheet, and he goes, Dave, it says here that you're 140 pounds. Because I actually put 140 instead of 240.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, I know, I don't look it, but yeah, I'm 140. And he's like, are you sure? And I go,
wait, why were you lying?
I wasn't lying. I just accidentally wrote 140 instead of 240. And
why wouldn't you have said I accidentally wrote it?
Because I didn't realize it. In my brain, I was just like,
you're just nervous?
I'm just so used to people not believing my weight that I just thought that's what was happening.
Oh, I got it.
But and I'm like arguing with the guy. He's like, hey man, I got to stop you. I'm really caught up on this. He's like, there's no way you're 140 pounds. And I go, dude, started getting mad. I go, bro, people have been telling me my whole life I'm not 140, and I'm here to tell you that I'm. And I, oh wait, did you say 140? I go, yeah, I'm 240. I'm sorry. And they were looking at me like, what a dummy.
Yo, the Detroit Comedy Festival, that was at the Comedy Castle, right?
Yeah.
It's not even you just perform at the Comedy Castle.
Yeah. It was kind of cool actually because it was the first comedy festival I did outside of my hometown.
Yeah, I did it too. Yeah.
And Lewis Black was the host, and the place was packed. So for $20, I bought the videotape, and I used that videotape to get into all kinds of other shit for years.
I did it, and it was fine. It was fun. But the night before I did it, the weekend before I did it, I worked the Fort Lauderdale Improv with Patrice O'Neill, and it was the weekend that Elephant in the Room came out, which if you're a comedy fan and you've never seen Elephant in the Room, it's, I think, one of the best comedy specials ever. It's great. But Patrice O'Neill, it's fantastic special.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's classic.
It was amazing to see because it had come out, and that Thursday, he just decided, I'm not doing any of that material. And he had some material, but he was clearly working out material where he was just working it out on stage. And from Thursday to Sunday, I was just watching him form material and watching him walk people. I was watching women be angry at the beginning of the set and fighting back laughter at the end. Like, he's a very talented comic. He's obviously passed away, and RIP. And some people didn't get along with him. I worked with him several different times, and we seemed to get along well. And he was one of these guys that will convince you to do shit that you probably didn't want to do. I've got like 5 stories.
Bro, he told me, I worked with him one time for a weekend.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the weekend, he was like, Dave, you cheat on your wife? Yeah. And I go, no, man, I don't cheat on my wife. And he's like, all right, good for you, man. And then by the end of the weekend, he was like, this is why you should cheat on your wife.
Yeah, but he'll lay it out in a
and then
way.
By the end of the week, I'm like, maybe I should have an affair.
Yeah, no, he'll lay it out in a way because he was very smart, and he'll lay it out in a way that like rationally made sense. Like, I think Patrice is right. I got a story that's way too. I know where I think we've gone on for a while. I'm going to tell this story, and I'll tell another Patrice story another time. But he did, because this is just the beginning of the Detroit story. He just goes. He goes, yeah. He goes, great working with you. You know what I loved is that was the beginning of my Eat Babies joke. I was just doing my Eat Babies joke, which I did a shirt for. If you put hashtag Eat Babies on Instagram and you start scrolling, you will see my shirt in there. I had made.
He eats babies, but he doesn't.
If the IRS is watching,
meat.
I only made about $20. But if the IRS is not watching, I made tens of thousands of dollars in this shirt. Anyways, I was just starting to write that joke, and it would sometimes hit it, sometimes wouldn't. But eventually, it was a staple, and the joke would kill. And I did 6 shows with him, and about 4 of the shows it worked. 2 of the shows it didn't. And I love him, man, because I was featuring for him, and so like one of the shows it just didn't work. And he got up there and he berated the audience about that joke. He goes, "Do you know how hard it is to write a joke about eating babies? And you motherfuckers think that you..." And I'm forever loving for that. But then end of the weekend, we're sitting there. Matt Z was there. He came in there, and he was just a fucking cool dude. And he goes, "What are you doing this week?" I go, "Man, I got to get on a plane tomorrow morning. I'm going to the Detroit Comedy Festival." He goes, "Why are you doing that?" I go, "I don't know, because it's for my career." And whatever. He goes, "You think that's going to help your career?" I go, "Nah, probably not." He goes, "Yeah, it's not going to help your career, man." He goes, "If I give you the money for your plane ticket right now," like he had gone through this is about 10 minutes of talking, convincing me not to do the Detroit Comedy Festival. "If I give you the money for the plane ticket right now, will you not go to the Detroit Comedy Festival?" I go, "Yeah, I think I want." He goes, "Well, I'm not giving it to you." But but he had convinced me not to go. So literally, I'm at the airport the next morning. I'm like, man, I should be fucking going to this.
Well, it's the same guy who had a role on The Office, and then he just quit The Office because he was like, man, it's so much standing around.
Yeah, he was in Arrested Development. Anyways, so I go up to the Detroit Comedy Festival. I had a good time still, but I just remembered in my head the whole time, like, what the fuck am I doing here? So I go there, and this guy, Mike Finois, do you know him? He's like an East Coast comic.
No, call him.
I don't talk to him that often, but I was friends with him that weekend. And he said, we were at a bar, and he goes, "Man, you want to go to Detroit Red Wings game?" I go, "Yeah, I'd never been." So we went to the Red Wings game, got tickets. They were not that good this year. That year. We went to Joe Louis Arena at the time. We sat behind the penalty box, got really good tickets, and we ate an edible on the way there. He just gave to me. I didn't know how strong it was, and we were fucked up. To the point where we had to leave in the third period because they have this giant bowling pin for some reason that comes alive. Like, hey, everybody. Like, everything was just fucked up. I was too fucked up. We had to leave. I went back to my fucking hotel, and I was by myself. I was dating Lisa Correa at the time, our friend, comedian Lisa Correa, and she was never did drugs. And I'm calling her because I am like in the shower putting cold water. Like, I'm fucking tripping ball. I can't deal with it. And when you're trying to get like sympathy from a person that does not do drugs, and she just doesn't understand the severity of the situation. She's like, "Okay, well, I'm sure it'll be fine." I'm like, "Help, can you just talk me down?" And she hangs up the phone. Anyways, I fucking came back, and I was like, I should listen to Patrice now. I should have went this. Anyways, a couple weeks ago, by the way, I think Lisa was in Mexico for about a month.
Yeah, I saw that.
She accidentally ate, I think she ate some edibles. Accidentally.
It happens,
or maybe did it on purpose, didn't know how strong it was, and she had one of those moments, and I was like,
The bowling pin came back.
Yeah,
like,
I wish you would have called me. Lisa.
Welcome, Lisa. We've been waiting for you.
I wish you would have called me. I wouldn't have had no sympathy for you whatsoever. I don't think she's listening to the podcast yet. She said she was going to download it.
Oh, well, whenever you get around to it, Lisa.
Thanks a lot, Lisa. We're just friends forever. We support you. Not really.
What? I was at a comedy festival with you when I found out you guys were dating.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, it was secret for a while.
Yeah, remember we were at the World Series of Comedy in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Did I just tell you? Or
This is how you told me. Because I've always
well, it
been,
was a secret for a while because the local scene is, she didn't want a lot of people to know because, for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So you go, Dave, who do you think's better friends with Lisa, me or you?
Is that how I said it?
Yeah.
Were we drunk or something?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have said that otherwise.
I think she was on the phone too, and you were being like,
I think I was being a smart ass.
sheepish.
Yeah, I was being a smart ass.
And I go, I think I'm better friends with her. I talk to Lisa all the time. Like we have a lot in common and whatever.
That's why I did that. Yeah.
And then you were like, well, what do you think Lisa would say if I asked her? And I go, I don't really care, but I go, you ask her. And then you like put her on speaker and you're like, Lisa, who's better friends, me or Dave? And then Lisa's like, I have to say Forrest. And I go, what the fuck's going on here? And you were like, we've been making out.
I remember that. We were drunk.
Wait, what are we, junior high?
Yeah, we were definitely drunk. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know, but I knew it would piss you off for some reason.
It did piss me off. I think it still pisses me off.
It pisses you off that we were dating and she liked me more?
Yeah. I want to be the most liked by everybody. Tell Lisa Cray I'm going to send her a message.
Well, you can tell her yourself.
Coming through your chest, Lisa. First play.
Send her the message. I think we should wrap it up, right?
We're at 46.
Ah, man, that felt like a lot longer.
Yeah. It's a 2-minute warning. It's 46 minutes.
Fourth quarter.
Man, those were good days, dude. When people would be like, "I'm not buying a car today," and I was like, I wouldn't have cared. But now you've set the challenge. I'm selling you a car today.
Yeah, I would never want to sell cars though because everybody knows that what your game is. So everybody tries to come in with that game. So it's this whole fucking thing, And then there's always a person that's like, hey, I just want you to know we don't play games here at this dealership. And I'm like, yeah, sure you don't.
Here's the smoothest move I've ever seen a customer pull. This guy, I have him in the finance office, and the sales guy who had just started working was taking care of him, and it seemed like they knew each other, like they were really close. And I was like, did you know so-and-so before you came in? And he goes, not really. He's like, but I don't know if he knows that and whatever. And I'm like, well, I couldn't figure out. And so finally I like kept asking questions. The guy's like, all right, I'll spill the beans. He's like, I know that when you hire a brand new sales guy, that the managers really want them to sell cars because they want to get their confidence up and whatever, right?
Yeah.
He's like, so I called the other day and said, hey, I was just in there talking to the brand new guy. He just got hired. I can't remember his name. And so the receptionist told me, Jose? He goes, that's it, Jose. Could you transfer me to him?
So you're giving out a hot tip here.
Yeah. So then Jose picked up the phone like, this is Jose. And he's like, Jose, I want to buy a car. Can I come in today? And he's like, sure. So he went in and he met with Jose and he bought a car and worked him down on
Raked him
price.
over the coals.
Yeah. And he's like, I knew the manager would want to spot it today, so that's what happened. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Hack. You can only get those here on
You've
the Mermen
won-
podcast. Everybody
You've won this
subscribe.
round, my
Everybody
friend.
subscribe.
That guy was sending a message.
So John Vieira, my Cuban friend, he was the one that told me that nobody listens to Apple Podcasts anymore. He asked 20 people. I don't know who the fuck he asked.
Was he trying to sell you Australia insurance at the time?
No. But he says, but is that the only place you can rate and
You can write reviews on Apple Podcasts. Spotify, you can only rate. So you could give it like 5 stars or whatever.
Spotify, you can only rate, but you can only write reviews on Apple.
Yeah.
Or YouTube.
Yeah, I mean,
But YouTube doesn't really help the charts.
Yeah, no.
We're talking about the charts, people. If you have a fucking Android,
Do you want me to
that's
ask?
your problem, all right?
I've
Louis having a stroke. Something's happening over there.
Do you want me to ask Tim Cook?
Tim Cook?
Yeah.
Is that your other Cuban friend?
As the CEO of Apple.
I know who it is, idiot.
Yeah, no. When they
Yeah,
write
on your phone?
reviews, when
Yeah.
they write reviews on Apple Podcasts, that's what feeds the algorithm and like just blasts you guys.
How are we doing in the Czech Republic?
Here's I've emailed with Tim Cook before.
You have?
Yeah, I met him before. I met him at a football game.
Football. Did he go to Auburn?
Yeah,
Did he?
yeah.
Really?
For real.
Are you kidding me?
No, Tim Cook.
Oh, I just figured you went to Oregon for some reason.
So this was during the pandemic. It was
that
during
must be your like #1 alumni at fucking Auburn.
him and Suni Lee and Bo Jackson.
Who's Suni Lee?
She just won the gold medal, and she's there right now. She's at Auburn right now. She's a gymnast who won the all-around
Get the
gold
fuck
medal.
out of Suni Lee is not in the same realm as Tim Cook. Bo Jackson as a pop culture maybe, but Tim Cook's #1.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Your schools are kicking it. Jim
I know,
Bezos,
man.
Tim Cook. Yeah.
I know, come from good stock. So,
Suni Lee, fuck off.
wait, you're gonna love
Not
this part.
Suni Lee, you fuck off.
You're gonna
Suni
love-
Lee, congratulations on your gold medal.
You're gonna love this first. In the heart of the pandemic, I found Tim Cook's email online, and
You said War Eagle. Hey, I also went to Auburn University.
Close.
I'll run through your chest. You don't respond to this.
well, you're gonna love this.
Can I have a free iPhone?
Wait, I want to see what time of night because I was
I have an
definitely.
iPhone 3. Can you please upgrade me? I support you.
This was June 9th, 2020.
Who do you, Forrest? This is what you should have said right now, Forrest. Who do you think is better friends with Tim Cook? Me or you?
Me or you? I have a photo with him too. I'll show you.
All right,
here you go, here you go. So in the heart of the pandemic, I was probably at least 1 or 2 bottles of wine deep one night, and I decided to email Tim Cook randomly, and the subject is War Eagle and comedy streaming
Started with War Eagle.
and
You know what
comedy
War Eagle is,
streaming.
Luis? Tell them what War Eagle is.
War Eagle is like our greeting. It's our battle cry at Auburn.
At Auburn, University of Auburn.
Hi,
You know,
Tim.
Do you know where University of Auburn is?
Auburn University.
It's in Alabama.
Okay.
That's where this yokel went to school, Alabama. It's not even in a major city either. It's like if you could miss the exit. It's a big school, and it's like it's a good school, but it's like Alabama. That's why I was like Tim Cook went to
Yeah.
Auburn. I mean, it's not a bad school. But I just figured Tim Cook was a West Coast elitist. That's what I figured he was. West Coast elitist.
Oh, I can't read all of this.
Why is he sent a dick pic?
No, I just
Is it embarrassing?
no, I
You just said an embarrassing thing that I said about Lisa Crayo.
Yeah.
Read this? What?
no. This is like I wrote. I got a little too vulnerable.
How are you not going to read this?
It's he. It was when a lot of the I think there was something going on politically that he was tweeting out about, and so I messaged him and wrote, "Hi Tim, War Eagle from a fellow Auburn alum. I'm an LA-based stand-up comedian whom is."
Edit it, whatever you want to say, but I think
Yeah.
it's
So then I was like, who's been dealing with some of the same stuff you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to reach out and say thank you for your tweets this week. They were great examples of an Auburn man and an American with a great platform and influence. I wish everyone could realize their strength and empathy. All the best, War Eagle, Dave Williamson. I just don't want to throw specific people under the bus. But so I wrote that. And then he wrote me back the next day and wrote, "Thanks, Dave. Best, Tim."
You think that was him or his
I
assistant?
kind of do think it was him.
Why? It's a little flair, a little Tim Cook flair. Did he
And
put a
then
little emoji or something?
I wrote him back on November 26th, 2021 and wrote,
What-
"Hey Tim,
What about the comedy streaming? Where's in that?
I was just planting a seed. I
okay.
was just planting a seed."
All right, Tim, elevate our podcast. Get some.
Yeah,
elevate.
come on. I wrote, "Hey Tim, made the trek all the way from Los Angeles to the Plains so my son can experience their first Auburn game. I'll be on the field during pregame. I saw you were on campus today too, so I'm assuming you stuck around for the game. Maybe I'll have an opportunity to say hi. War Eagle, Dave." He didn't write me back, but I seized that opportunity.
All right, make that the clip so Tim Cook gets back to us.
Yeah.
I think we'll move up the charts. If you make that the clip, I think we'll shoot up the Apple charts. Just that.
Boom.
But we're naming this podcast Cuban Friends.
Call a Cuban.
Call a Cuban.
Amigos, call it Cuban.
¿Qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal? That's what you should call this.
Hola, ¿qué? Amigos de Cubano.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal?
¿Qué tal?
Voila. All right, let's wrap it up.
Trying to find my Tim Cook photo to show you.
I don't know if we want to read the charts, but
Oh, yeah, chart it up.
Chart it.
little bit of an update. You guys did go down 3 spots on the Czech Republic for the stand-up. You're number 8. Number 8, though.
Oh, wait. So you did see him on the field?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Marched up to him and introduced myself, and I said, "Hey Tim, I just want to let you know I emailed you during the pandemic. I thought it was cool you emailed me back. Thanks, thanks, man." And he goes, "Cool." And I go, "Can I take a photo?" He goes, "Sure."
Did he have any bodyguards?
He did. I weaseled my way in there.
Yeah, there you go.
I was kind of
That's a big deal.
yeah.
So that guy's not easy to get next to.
That's what I'm saying.
That guy's a very powerful
Yeah.
guy.
Hey, look, there's Suni Lee.
It is. Oh, yeah. She's a gymnast?
Yeah, she's the greatest gymnast in the world, and she was a little bit more uneasy
How
about
old is she?
me asking to take a photo with her.
Yeah, it would be.
I don't know,
You're a
just-
big guy. She's a tiny
Yeah,
gymnast.
guy with the mustache. Can I take a photo with you?
Hey, lady.
Selfie?
Don't worry, I'm married.
Suni Lee, who do you think is better friends?
Who are you better friends with, me or Forrest? Forrest.
I'll watch all your matches.
Yeah. We moved down the check charts 3 spots.
All right, well, we'll work on that. We're going to move up the Cuban charts this episode.
They don't have the internet. So, did you know that?
That Cuban people don't have the internet?
I don't know if that's still the case, but for a long time, there's a couple countries that don't have the internet as we know it. And so they have a local internet there where they would like bring in these packages of all of the shows and stuff, and they upload it, and they have all these wires running, and they like basically they have like some hotspots, but you don't really. It's this crazy system they have there. But eventually, they'll have the internet when they fucking destroy all the people in power there that need to be destroyed. But yeah, they don't have the internet as we know it.
I just know that sometimes when I upload a clip to Instagram.
It's like they have these hubs where like basically a hard drive will be uploaded and it'll be all the fucking, it's like Netflix basically that's like smuggled in there, and people can like, and these literally hard wires are running to all these houses everywhere, and they can do that. But they don't have, they have their own local Facebooks and Twitter and stuff that's within Cuba. There are hotspots, but you have to pay X amount of dollars. And it's like really shitty and stuff like that you can communicate. But I read an article in Wired magazine that was 2 years ago. So maybe it's changed in 2 years, but that's how it was before. But places like that and North Korea and places like that, you know.
Marcus Lemonis commented on our last clip and started following me on Instagram.
Who the fuck's that?
The Prophet.
I don't know who that is.
The guy, he's got the TV show The Prophet. You don't watch The Prophet?
No.
Oh my God.
He listens to this podcast?
Well, I was wearing his hat, and so someone asked about my hat, so I tagged him and went, this is a blah, blah, blah hat. And then he
sounds
followed.
religious. Is that religious?
What?
The Prophet.
Yes.
It's like a religious TV show?
No, it's about, he actually, so Mark, I can't believe you don't know this guy. Marcus Lemonis grew up in.
He's an actor?
No.
Huh.
I'm going to explain it to you.
Okay. It's a cult?
He kind of.
Okay.
He grew up in South Florida, actually, and he was part of, I want to say maybe the Abraham car family. So he grew up in the car business there. And then maybe went to UM. But he owns Camping World now, which is a huge company. And so he's got a TV show where struggling like small businesses call him, and he goes in and he helps them fix it's like Shark Tank, except for you actually see him trying to fix the business.
Okay. So it's not
and the thing I like about it is
what
like,
channel's it on?
well, now you could just stream it on like CNBC or
Mark
something.
Lemon, and he listens to our podcast. Thanks for listening. I didn't mean to
Yeah,
say
I don't know if
that.
he listens. He just got tagged on one of our posts.
Thanks for
and-
tagging. Thanks for liking
Yeah.
Dave's post.
because I was wearing a people process product hat.
Oh, that was someone said like the hat, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, we both have hats on. I don't
Yeah.
know which one he's talking about. Yeah. All right, great.
Tim Cook's next.
We have any new comments?
You guys got 2 new reviews. You guys might like them. Maybe Forrest a little bit more. One
From
says, one is from WonderFox30, and it says, "Love these guys, 5 stars. 2 DILFs sharing personal stories about life, comedy, and sports. What more could you ask for?"
Why would Forrest like those more than me?
Well, the next one more. Next one is from
One Delph.
I don't know the username, but titled it "Greatness 5 stars. Love everything Forrest does. His humor kills me."
You know what, Luis? You know that I have a problem when people don't like me most. Let's wrap this up. I'm infuriated.
2 minutes.
Good comments. Good comments.
2 minutes left. 2 minutos.
Big week. I think that I think Miami Heat have started their regular season. So that's kind of exciting. We can start talking some basketball on here.
They have started.
Yeah. Well, they started their preseason, but I think by the time this comes out, the regular season will be.
They started tonight.
Tonight, right?
Record, but this comes out next
Cool.
week. Yeah,
So good job starting your season, which has already started by the time this
all
airs.
the sports are going.
Yeah. This is the best time of year for sports. This is the best time of year for sports.
Soccer, tennis,
Water polo.
gymnasts,
Water polo. About to be
Tim Cook,
playoffs.
the prophet.
Thanks to everybody who came out to see me in Bakersfield this past weekend. I appreciate you. Hopefully it was a sellout. What else do I have coming up? I'm going to be with...
Wall. You're looking at the wall now.
I'm trying to remember. I'm going to be with Bert this weekend. Check my website for the dates. Putting together my 2023 dates. I'm going to be in Florida in December. That's all I can think of. DaveWilliamson.com for my schedule and to buy rub or at Dave W Comedy on
Get that
Instagram.
Rub. Get that rub. Every rub gets TV.
Yep.
Every rub get TV. Go forshot.net. I got dates on there. I'll meet with Jim, I think this weekend in Columbus. Go to Columbus. High ticket alert. That's what we've been saying on his podcast.
Oh, man.
High ticket alert.
I'm going to run through your chest, Forrest.
I think I'm with him in Columbus and Pittsburgh, and I'm doing warm up for his special in Toronto the week after. So that'll be fun.
Let's go get a cafecito.
For they are the mermen.